Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. If you were a child and could ask Pope Francis one question, what would it be? Well, that's the entire content of a new book called Dear Pope Francis. There are letters from children to the Holy Father. And guess what? The Pope answered those letters. The book consists of the Pope's personal responses to 30 handwritten letters and drawings from children ages 6 to 13. Here with more is Father Antonio Spadaro, a Jesuit priest and the book's editor. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the first children's book the Pope has been a part of, but it was really important for him to do this. Why?
It's very easy for him to be in touch with the heart of the people, because he likes the young people, the children, because they are able to get the core of the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he met with some of the children, right?
Yes, exactly. 12 of them have been received in the Vatican, and so he could hug them and even answer to other questions. That was amazing, because the Pope received them in the hall where he used to receive the heads of states. And, you know, he spent with them 58 minutes instead of 20, as he used to do with the heads of state. So for him, the young children are very important.
You know, it's a children's book, but it really is good for adults, because even the Pope said these are tough questions. And I'll tell you, if you're looking for a good theological book, this might be the one to
Yes, it is. Yes,
some of the questions I wanted to read is, Dear Pope, this is from a young girl, 8. Where is your favorite place to pray and why? Another one says, Dear Pope Francis, it's an honor to ask you my question. My question is, what did God do before the world was made? Another one is, our deceased relatives, can they see us from heaven? It really is, you know, something very interesting about children. Why are children able to ask the core questions that adults seem to not be able to ask?
Well, because they got the experience, but at the same time, they don't have kind of a sort of structures all of us have. So they go straight forward to the center, to the core. And the Pope is able to establish with them a very deep relationship. There is a deep communication between the Pope and the children. This is very interesting. It's the experience I had many times with them. So when I asked, would you like to answer to questions put by children, he immediately said, yes, I want to do that.
And there are some core themes that all the children wrote, because it's not just 30 children wrote, but many more children wrote from how many, 6 continents? Or?
Yeah, exactly. 200, and we collected 260 letters from all over the world in 14 languages. That was huge. Well, the core questions about life and death, for example, or there is powerful questions that William, a little boy from the United States, asked. And he asked if you would be able to do a miracle, what it would be. And the answer of the Pope was, I'd like to heal every children of the world.
Wow, wow. Even the Pope said these were tough questions for him.
Yes, he said that, and he said that publicly in Philadelphia when he gave his speech to the meeting of the families, and he said, you know, children put questions very difficult to answer. And I have to say that he was referring to this book.
You know, are children's questions, and I want to harbor on this because I think this is a core issue here for the Pope, are children's questions different from adults? Like, would an adult ask the same questions or not?
I think the children are simpler than the adults. This is the difference. So they got the same experience of life we had, all of us had, but at the same time we try to build walls around us just for defending our lives, to justify ourselves. And the people don't. They can do that. So they are more simple and at the same time very pure. So the questions are purer than the question of the adults. But at the same time, an adult can recognize himself in these questions. I recognize myself in many of them. I remember that I asked my mother for many of these questions, but more or less are the same questions I have now. So I have to read and reread this book, even if I did this experience live with
Right.
Pope Francis.
Wow, this is an amazing book. And I told you before, a dear friend of mine bought this for her grandchildren who are going for confirmation. The book is called Dear Pope Francis. The Pope Answers Letters from Children Around the World. Father Spadaro, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
And if you want to find out more about Dear Pope Francis, check out LoyolaPress.com. I'm Lauren Green for FoxNews.com. Thanks for watching.